A lot of you have asked me for advice about applying to nursing school, so I'm going to cover what you need to know before applying to nursing school. I personally graduated with my BSN, so I will be talking about that process of becoming an RN with a BSN. First, let's look at a timeline, starting with high school and ending with nursing school. First, you graduate high school. Simple enough. Then you're going to take prereqs for 2 years. This can be done at a community college and even a 4-year university. You'll want to sit down with your guidance counselor to be sure you're taking the right classes for your specific nursing program. Your prereq classes are things such as communication, math, English, history. During this time, you'll also take prereq science courses such as microbiology, chemistry, and the dreaded anatomy and physiology. These science prereq courses is what nursing schools will most likely focus on. For example, my school actually asked us for 2 GPAs, my overall GPA and my GPA only for the science courses. So it's really important to get a B, if possible an A in those courses. And if you're sitting there and you don't have the score you desire, you should even consider taking them again to get a higher score. During this time, the 2 years of prereqs, I would absolutely gain some healthcare experience. I get this question all the time. What should I be doing now to prepare for my application process? Nursing schools love to see healthcare experience. This will make you a strong candidate. They like to know that you have some sort of bedside experience and patient interaction. Let's talk about some examples of healthcare experiences you can gain before applying to nursing school. You can become a CNA, a certified nursing assistant. This is actually what I did personally before going into nursing school, and it gained me a lot of bedside experience. You can also become a medical scribe. There are online courses you can take to become a medical scribe. My good friend in nursing school was actually a medical scribe herself, and she learned so many experiences, and she even got to watch different codes, and it really helped her in nursing school. Another option would be observations and shadowing, maybe at your local hospital or a doctor's office. You can get your certifications, such as BLS certification, your basic life support. Again, gaining some sort of healthcare experience will make you a stronger candidate when applying to nursing school. If you're sitting there without healthcare experience and you're about to apply to nursing school, it's okay. It's just an added bonus. You can still be a strong candidate without it. Next, you will have to take an entrance exam. Schools require different ones, but the most common, and I think the only, are HESI and the TEAS. I personally took the HESI. Many people think because this is an exam to get into nursing school that it tests your nursing knowledge. But these exams actually contain more like your prereq courses: English, math, biology, A&P, and chemistry. My advice for these exams, and this comes from personal experience, is to study early, take the test early, and plan to take it twice. If your first score is great, then you don't need to retake it. But if you didn't get the score your school requires, you gave yourself enough time to study and take it again, rather than placing yourself in a time crunch and having to settle with your first score. There are so many great books and online courses to help you prepare for these exams. Of course, my advice is take a lot of practice questions. That way you get a feel for what the exam is actually going to be like. So now you have 2 years of prereqs, you have a healthcare experience, and you took your entrance exam. Well, now what? Now is where you get to show all this off in your personal statement. Nursing schools love to know your why, and your why goes beyond just saying, I want to be a nurse because I want to help people. And I don't know your why, but I recommend making it personal and stand out. The last thing you want is for your application to blend in with all the other applicants. Another important thing is your reference letter. If you've connected with a teacher during those 2 years of prereqs and they really saw your work ethic, I would go ahead and ask them, hey, can I use you as a reference letter? Most teachers are more than willing to help if you ask beforehand. Next is where you actually apply to nursing school. My advice for this is to apply early and apply to more than one, and this comes from personal experience. The first time I applied to nursing school, I applied to one school, and I got a big fat rejection letter, and I was absolutely devastated, and I didn't have a backup plan. I later did an accelerated nursing program after getting my first bachelor's in nutrition. But the point is, give yourself options and apply to multiple. I'm not saying apply to 10 different schools and spend all your money on application fees, but I would say 2 to 4 schools where you meet the application requirements. Meaning if the school requires a 3.8 GPA and you have more of like a 3.0 GPA, I would suggest not applying to that school. Again, applying to about 2 to 4 schools where you meet the application requirements. Chances are you're bound to get a rejection letter from one of them, but you're also bound to get an acceptance letter from one of them. And that's what we want to be accepted into nursing school. So best of luck to all of you out there, and remember this, even if you don't get in the first time, it's okay. Trust me, I know from experience, everyone's journey looks different. And honestly, I grew a lot from that rejection letter, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for that experience. So don't compare yourself, and best of luck.